You're live.
Live and direct.
So, hi everyone. This is Conversation with Elise live. Oh, you're supposed to say a part. Do it again. This is another
Conversation with the
Yeah.
leaves.
Oh, we missed that.
Yeah.
Hey. We're trying to sort out some stuff. So as you come on, you know the name of the game, guys. You just like the live.
Yes, please.
Say hi to us. We say hi to you. We have a lot of fun tonight. Chatting on this subject. All right. So we're just doing some little final notices. I need to ask you guys, are you hearing us like super clear? Because we have something in mind, but we want to, we want to ensure that you hear us so properly. Now you know more clue. Work in progress. But you can tell us if you hear us properly. I know we can listen back and we hear ourselves, but we still want to hear what you guys have to say. How is the picture quality? How is the audio?
Yes, and I'm looking for a full house tonight. So please show up, especially Carleen, Marlene Mendez. Well, they haven't been coming to our lives in a while.
No, Marlene has been regular.
No,
more
Marlene
regular.
wasn't there last.
She was there last, but she was there the
she
week
was there
before,
the week before.
and the week before.
So it's Carleen
and the other rest of
and
people.
The rest of people there. Even my what's her name, Lioness. I don't know
Long time I hear from Lioness.
And we don't have a way to contact her. We don't know if it's something serious or not.
And she was to get married this year.
This year.
Was it?
Did she put a stamp on it?
She didn't tell us when.
No, she didn't tell us the timestamp, but nevertheless, married or not, Lioness, we need you to come back and be a part of us. And Ron have been coming. Yeah, that's true. And my Lord, come and go. Miss Dawn. Miss Dawn can chip in, you're here, so you can roll out tonight.
Yes.
Carleen. Okay. I said Carleen already. And
let's see if we can make the picture.
Kingston Wolf, it's been a while, but that name stood out for some reason.
Yes.
Dujan, oh my God, Dujan, I don't know if Dujan migrate, but whether you migrate is or not, YouTube is everywhere.
I don't think he migrated. I know. That's why I was in India. Are you back, Latoya?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yes. And
Marlene is here.
Yay! Hi, Marlene. Good night. Welcome.
Very much on
yeah, we
time.
missed you last week.
I hope you watched the video. Yeah, Marlene, sure. We had a blast.
Yeah, we missed you last week. I hope Laura is still here tonight. Rowan, Abby, of course. There's so many persons, but to keep coming like all Florence basis. All of you guys are welcome. Oh, and of course, Sharon. I don't know if she's coming tonight. Right? So Marlene says. Yes. Yeah, good night, Marlene. Marlene says, oh, my church had a concert. I understand.
That's all right, man.
We're good to have it tonight.
And we hope you're doing fabulous.
Yes, we hope you're great.
We hope all our
everyone actually.
Everyone is just
doing Mr. Great. Mitchell also. Mr. Mitchell popping.
But
popping tonight.
Don't even talk about Mr. Mitchell.
Oh, what's over? Well,
Argentina brought it home, and yeah. I don't care if people give me the stick for this, but listen. I was the first guy, a Brazilian and a Liverpoolian. Don't miss it. And I I declared straight out. I, a Brazilian, want Messi to carry the World Cup trophy.
Yeah.
To the point where there's a competition at work. And everybody wants to support Liverpool. In fact, I should have carried home a Liverpool.
Sorry.
Everybody know me support Brazil.
Brazil, okay.
And I should have carried my Brazil flag home today.
I wonder why you're not carrying it.
I went to work and I oh come on, I forgot to carry it.
Yeah, you were there today.
But everybody knows support Brazil. Now when they sent an email to us and them said anybody they asked us to predict the World Cup. And if you predict the World Cup and you win, you predict the winner, you get some money. I know we have a bag of money, so we can't share it. Anyway.
Look here, not
so, no, it's not a bag of money. I said it's not a bag of money.
Oh, that's a whole.
No, man, it's not a bag of money. But them say anybody who can predict, whoever predicts correctly the winner for the World Cup will win some cash.
Yeah.
And I, in my email, type Argentina. Maybe me jinx Brazil, but the truth is, me really, really want Messi to step out with the World Cup trophy in him and he did it.
Yeah. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them.
Because Messi is, when you look at Messi is the man play effortless. Most of the time these days, he might walk on the field, but when he get the ball and start do some things, something like that. The man is magical.
He's focused.
The man is magical. So happy to all the Argentinian supporters. You see, yes, man, it's a glad for him. Yeah, man, happy for all the Argentinian supporters. Let me tell you, anybody who love football, I gotta talk truth about football. If you don't talk truth about football, you don't really love football. Yeah. And I'm not organist. No way. But I know for a fact that I've watched Messi play ball for so many years that the man deserves a World Cup trophy.
Yeah,
and
Mbappe,
yes, he gets it.
Mbappe do well too.
Yeah, man. Mbappe can't wait a little longer.
But the next person that I haven't seen is Upset. Upset just I wonder if him gone over my mother. Him just
Upset,
that was Peter. Me see post picture on Instagram in a snow.
Okay.
So it look like he gone across, like he gone my mother. So Upset come in and bring in some of your friends.
You see? And Marlene said too. Germany is our team, but she glad Argentina win.
Yes. It's true.
Yeah, man. The man deserve it. The man deserve it because he has worked. He has worked for years and just playing some mesmerizing football. You understand me? Mbappe up on the same team, and quite frankly, Mbappe is a little bad-minded look behavior boy. You know? Every individual who gets, and this is not the topic, guys, but let's go on reason till everybody, till more persons come in.
No more maybe they're waiting to hear your topic before they say, okay, they're talking football. I can't be bothered. My team dropped out.
Can't stay on. Every individual one trophy, you're supposed to come back on the stage and take a picture with all the individuals who won individual trophies. So Messi was there, Martinez was there, and I don't remember the other young guy. And they all came together and took a picture. Mbappe was not there to take the picture with them. He was absent for whatever reason. Me, if he said he just never wanted a picture with Messi. Because
I don't know. I don't know. But at the end of the day, either way, whether he takes the picture, yes or no, it doesn't change the results. So
but him not for pay. So it's in a sports, you have sportsmanship. And sportsmanship say you congratulate even your opponent if they win. You don't just, walk away on the because it is an honorable thing to show respect, even if you lose. You understand? So going off me off my topic.
For football, it's 9 minutes and you don't want
but person
back. They thought it's just football.
But person also watch a match. Everybody tune in today. Everybody tune in.
I tell the church, it looks scanty. I hope and the football people them stop to watch.
Everybody tune in today.
Really look scanty.
Yeah, but guys, we Mr. Marlene said Mbappe selfish. It's all right, man. All right. You see me and show you.
Look, I'm not an Mbappe fan.
No, but me tell you say other people watch it and them see the same thing when you see.
Him.
You understand me? You can't do that as a footballer. And that's a big international. You have to show respect, even and show grace, even when you lose. But as we say, him young, him can go play a World Cup another time. Me glad say Messi win, and I'm glad I'm also a winner. I'll make sure. I hope well, and I'm even pretty Argentina. No?
Okay, everybody was just
So
thinking of.
I hope we win the prize still. Anyway, so tonight we're looking at dating in the 21st century. dating in 2022. Um, last week we were talking about it. We we were discussing the topic last week.
We spoke about our Christmas songs and all
Right,
of that, Jamaican local Christmas carols.
right.
We spoke about the love songs, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them are too far fetched because you cannot really
Swim the ocean
swim the ocean
and climb Maka tree naked. I know that the other songs.
and
Yeah.
someone other than the mountain or in the
I'll go and
sky,
bring you the
the
moon. Yeah,
moon.
I'll be your area
Yeah,
strength. That was one
but
we
we
kind of
passed that.
believe upon.
Right. So
But
this
in the discussion, we buck up and we had a talk about the dating.
you guys can go and watch the video because
Yeah, go and
go
check
and
it
check the
out, the
video.
last video. And it led us to this topic to say, okay, we wanted to hear, what were the experiences being had from persons who were dating, whether it's online or, in terms of the comparison, the online dating thing, that is now, that's not emerged to be a big thing versus the face-to-face dating. Yes, and we believe, well, we wanted to see what people say because we don't really, our opinion don't really matter per se, but just to hear what persons have experienced and what do they prefer, what is their preference, right? So in between time I was looking at some data based on what I saw on Google, and to be honest with you, what I read or what I'm seeing here is nothing that I never expected to see. It says the virtues and downsides of online dating. 30% of US adults say they have used a dating site or app. A majority of online daters say their overall experience was positive, but many users, particularly young women, report being harassed or sent explicit messages on these platforms. That wasn't a surprise. All right. Let me reach on to some more. Um, three in from all right, from personal ads that began appearing in publications around the 1700s to video cassettes dating services that sprung up decades ago. The platforms people used to seek out romantic partners have evolved throughout history. So a long time they may not try to do this thing.
Yeah, but they are trying from a long time to, of course, get it on the internet and all of that. But at the end of the day, I still think that effective dating is literally talking with someone, enjoying someone's company, face to face. Because nowadays dating where it's texting on the phone, talking. Right now, you can even be, you know, saying something, but your expression is different, and no, the person cannot see
Yeah,
that.
we're going to get into it, but I just wanted to set a little bit more base for because I have never tried to date, neither have you, and I don't
No,
know if
but
anybody else is on there can speak to it. So I just wanted to just put a little base to say, okay, what is being said and what are the experiences person having out there. Then we can get into the full discussion of it. For example, it says the evolution has continued with the rise of online dating sites and mobile apps. 3 in 10 Americans have used a dating site or app. 12% have married or been in committed relationships with someone they met through online dating. So that not, I mean, for whatever
I
it's worth,
mean,
that not
it
sound too
it
bad.
does hook up, but does it stay?
Well, I know we are good tonight so deep. What on man?
Because it's
Um,
40 minutes.
no, but today there is okay. I think that's okay. Today there is 3 in 10 years adults say including 11% who have done so in past year, and this is this year, and we're looking at um According to a new Pew Research Center survey conducted October 16 to 28, 2019 for some Americans, these platforms have been instrumental in forging meaningful connections. 12% say they have married or been in a committed relationship, someone they first met through a dating site or app. All in all, about a quarter of Americans say they have ever gone on a date with someone they first met through a dating site or app, right? Yeah, there's other information that is there. Um, so it sounds though that the dating, using the dating app or finding somebody online is not all bad based on what this report is saying. Persons who actually, because I think behind the screen, there's still a human being. It's just that some persons can think they can get away by just being behind the screen. Nobody know, see nobody, physically touch somebody, so them can say whatever they want, so them can put up a picture of however, and but then there are actual persons who hit it off from a dating app and actually them
It
say here
is
they have
it
a committed
is
marriage,
it is
committed
convenient.
relationship.
And I want to apologize for my voice. I'm hoarse. It is convenient, but it is dangerous. It's dangerous, literally as in danger, and it can be time wasting as well as for those who love to take chances and whatever. It can work for them as well.
Hmm.
You understand? But for me, the even though it is convenient, it doesn't mean it's a better way, right?
I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a. It is saying it is a better way. It is actually just literally an option
It is an option,
because
but
before I'm gonna make it continue. All right, I'll start four persons on the live. You can just indicate who you are and just say hi, and we'll just say hi back to you. And then it's good to hear your views. So don't just listen. You can share your thoughts. Yeah, you were saying that it is.
yes, it is convenient, and obviously it works because you have persons even who would testify that that's how they met the husband. Because I saw on YouTube where it was a biracial couple, they were talking that that's how they met each other and they end up getting married. Yes, they have kids and what have you. So of course, with anything that you try, it will work or it will fail. But because, like for me, maybe because from an old
Old timer.
school or old timer, um, I look at it to be dangerous because many people also have testified of being catfished after
Hmm.
they have invested so much, even for not just months, but for years with the other person behind the screen wearing. They thought it was a particular person, but when time come now for them to meet face to face, only to find out that it was some creep or some pervert or, you know,
Somebody pretending to be who they're
somebody
not.
pretending basically to be who they're not. And while even in those cases, if the persons had a confidence enough to reveal who they are, in spite of how they may look, if they have given the individuals the chance, it could
Hmm.
have even blossomed into something. While most person, of course, it would not have worked because those most of the person who does the catfishing are persons who know that okay, such a person will definitely not speak to me.
All right, because them
So
think like this person out of my league. So they,
most of the time
yeah,
it is the
yeah.
situation because some of them are like coach potatoes who
Hmm.
does this, and the other few who are insecure who equally look such active and
Hmm.
have something to offer is just insecurity of how they have been treated maybe in school and all of that.
So
So
this is an easier medium to
is that
talk to
right?
people and
So
not feel embarrassed or
and
whatever.
get and the shy guys who
Hmm.
so they end up sometime at work when people find out, oh, I was catfish, but I was catfished by, oh my god,
Yeah, a hottie.
a hottie.
All right, so good night,
Yes,
Taryn. Happy to have you,
yes,
sir.
happy to have you,
Happy to
Tori.
have you on, and of course, I know you'll share your views. That's for sure. Marlene says, I guess a lot of successful relationships, marriages come out of it,
Yeah,
but I would much rather to do it face to face.
face to
Guess I'm
face.
guess I'm old fashioned. She also said, Michelle, they use filters too, so they look
Yes,
totally different in person.
totally different
All
in
right, I
person.
have a look, I have a thought on this. You know, back in the day when it was just face to face
Mm-hmm.
dating, persons persons would, for example, on blind date, or you meet somebody, and no, it wouldn't be blind. Well, you have blind
Yeah,
date and you have regular
they
date.
did have
Persons
blind
would
date.
go and view who it is that the person is going. They would carry somebody with them, and they would go
I
and
have a
somebody would
particular identification
right,
tag or
and they would
a
view
rose.
to see who the person
And if
they're
it's
going to
not up to
date.
their liking, them take with
I
themselves.
think online dating helps with that. So in other
Yeah.
words, you don't have to go physically be there to see the person, but you talking to the person beforehand, right? You can make a decision, say if I want to
See.
talk to this person or not. You understand me? I think the part of it is, and even when Michelle talk about security, I kind of find this a little bit more secure. And I'm explain why I say that. If you are talking to person online, and the person you can make a determination, and based on person's experience, you can use person's experience and say, no what, this is a red flag, this is a red flag, this is a red flag, and you don't need to
See.
physically in front of the person. You don't have to necessarily meet the person.
Okay,
Whereas
so
in the olden days, you just meet
meet
the
person,
person is a creep, the person is this,
form your conclusion,
and
don't
you have to,
waste my time,
and you have to cut
and
now.
out.
But then with the online, you can make a decision before you actually meet the person.
Yeah, that is true. But as Marlene said, you have
Mm-hmm.
some persons who are computer geniuses. They know they know how to use the filters to get themselves to look like the Ben Affleck, the Denzel Washington, and these persons who people tend to
Take out the freckles and the stuff.
right. It's not even just freckles. It's about maybe scars, maybe it's obesity,
All of
maybe
the
it's
stuff
all of
them.
those things that they think people would find unattractive.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You understand? But the part that grabbed me with this online dating is that a person can be talking to someone who is not their picture. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But they have a soul tie. The
How?
conversation is good that they share because they're literally talking to the person about
Mm-hmm.
it's just not the picture, the image. Because we're human beings and we tend to be attractive by what we see, and that's what grabs up first. If I see a nice, tall, dark, handsome looking guy and him look good, him like Torian and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
himself, I'm saying, oh, he's worth the time. So I may lean in to hear what he have to say
Mm-hmm.
versus say a guy is overweight or obesity, let us go that way, which happens a lot on catfish. And it may be a great personality that he has. It may be just things are going well for him, but just his appearance according to the world is not the best to look at and grab at you. Because you
Mm-hmm.
have to see the outer before you grab to the inner,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he may not get that time. So that person now is forced to put up the picture of a model
Of perfection.
of
Mm-hmm.
perfection just to get the attention of the other person whose picture is real, by the way, and all of that. And in talking to each other now, I'm not knowing that okay, he's such a person that the world labels as being ugly or unattractive. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing this nice picture, but behind that picture is really that guy who looks unappealing maybe,
And
but his personality is excellent and I give him the time and then I get attracted to his personality and everything.
mm-hmm.
Plus, me go see one picture with him make me lean in. So you're already falling for this individual. You understand? But when the time come now wherein yeah you have that you have passed the first stage wherein of course me know me like you, of course I'm feeling you because sometimes you start sharing intimate things now. The only thing left now is face to face contact, the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay you met the dates and said okay meet me at such and such a place such and such a time, and when you show up now you realize that it's a no show. You don't see the person could very well be there
Mm-hmm.
watching you, but you have not a clue that it's such a person because the picture that you saw wasn't the person to begin with. And
Mm-hmm.
it's dangerous, it's scary, and it's
It's more. I think it's more emotional.
and it is emotional, right?
I
It is
think it's more
emotional.
emotional damage than, because unless the person want to hurt you, that's where the danger
They
comes
don't.
in.
They love you.
But if a situation where
It's
them say about
scary.
them in love and them love and them in love with you, that it is gonna be more emotional damage because what you thought you were in love with or fall in love
It's
with
not it.
is not what it
And you're
is.
upset, you're angry when you do meet the
So
person
that
and
would be the only
realize
that would be one of the major downside of it.
that is one of the downside.
Mm.
The other downside that it can be a predator.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone
yeah,
who have
yeah.
cruel
So
intention.
either way, you must
Someone,
still care somebody if
yeah,
you're going to meet the person
either
physically.
way, they should have somebody with you. But on that flip side now, since as we're on that flip side, like say for instance, I didn't find the person that I want,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I go for that option because I know of catfishing. There's before I invest in anybody online like that, man, we have to what you call it? Zoom. Skype not to go work
Mm-hmm.
again. We have to
Mm-hmm.
zoom each other. We have to zoom each other, and even like if it's ever third, whether it's ever third month, we have to meet before I allow myself to get so invested. We have to meet because we all know that there are some persons with beautiful personality, if creeps.
Mm-hmm.
No, because if they're predators or they're manipulators, they know how to win your heart. So I would advise people today that find dating online to be convenient. Set your own targets in the sense of what is a deal breaker and what is not. If, say, for example, the person is overseas and you are here locally, there still have to be a way in which you can talk to see that it's you I'm talking to and you know already that it's me. Don't limit it to just okay, I don't have the time to not Skype, to Zoom you because my work is this and I'm always no. If you cannot have a image where you can see the person and be skeptic enough, nothing is wrong with being skeptic enough. Even if you happen to have in a Zoom and it's glitching too much, you know that's a malogram or something. That's not a person.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who are going that route, you have to take the right precautions to know that you're not invested in a theory but the real person that you think it is. And aside from that, now, like dating online now, like, okay, so you
But you
know it's
talking
a
like
person.
you dated online.
The difference with that is that I'm the type of person wherein
Mm-hmm.
I watch and I read a lot of things.
Okay.
Like when
So that's
you
the
know my
basis on which
work,
you're talking. Go
that's
ahead.
the
Mm.
basics on which I'm talking. I used to watch Neve a lot. It's a real life program that comes on MTV with a guy that have been catfished. He have been catfished, so he makes it work for him where he builds a program that is called Catfish. He goes like people, he have a thing set up. That person, he said it was such an experience that was devastating to him that it took him years to get over it. So he made a program around it, a documentary of his experience. Plus, he had a program of it wherein he said he wouldn't want that to happen to anyone else. So he made himself available for those who that fall into that situation. So he and his friend and a team of people with cameras to go in and investigate and find the person that is beyond the computer that they have fallen in love with it. So they have the resources to, even though the person is hiding, they have the resources and they know enough about technology to find the individuals. And when they find the individuals, they make it a safe place for them to come and meet the person, because most of the time the two persons fall in love but one of the person is not who they say they are, the image that they show. Of course you get it by now, catfishing. So when they make it safe for that individual now to come, they meet each other, individuals meet each other and explain why I did this, why I did this to you. And is there a chance for this relationship to still work, even though, they have gone about it the wrong way and the next person have been hurt and felt betrayed. They create an environment where the person who is the victim could meet what we call the accuser, or
No,
Something like that.
just meet the
Yeah,
person
meet a
that they
person,
thought they were talking
allow
to.
apology to take place to see if it's accepted. And funny enough, there are situations where persons they actually, in spite of all of that, other person, like we were saying, is a nice the personality they fell in love with already and have connection. So the image that they saw, even though it wasn't the image that was presented, they still gave it a chance and still end up, they go back in like a month later, 3 months later, follow up the situation with those the ones that were willing to follow on with each other. And sometimes it blossom into something, sometimes it deteriorate because the trust was broken. So the other person who was themselves and showed themselves have lost interest totally. They tried, but it didn't work. So I mean, so I'm not just talking off the tip of my head. It's actually a program. People real life
No, I'm aware of
situation.
that, and I'm just using the opportunity that
No,
persons
I
can
haven't
know.
been catfish
No, no,
before.
me know
No,
that. What was I
okay,
saying? Is that make at least persons can understand the base of which you
yeah,
spoke, right? I think one of for us, like before we go in, Torian says, so the challenge of dating in 2022 are influence of social media, finding someone selfless
yeah,
and self-aware, someone in control of their emotions, willing to be vulnerable.
right.
Um, and we are
That's
saying like
true.
if you're dating somebody through an app without meeting them, once I believe if the person on the other side is being honest and genuine and showing everything, then it can work. And based on the research that we read a while ago, it shows that it does work. Aside from that, you have persons who are basically creeps, right? And then it takes you a little time to realize that they are creeps, unless them start sending some explicit messages or whatever, say, which is a
Yeah,
red flag. So I think whether it is face to face or online, people have to be genuine and then don't be naive to what the things are red flags. For example, as Michelle said, if you meet somebody online and because of the different social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and the Instagram I think shows a whole heap of pictures, so a person can dial up and whatever the case, whether man or male or female, they can put out the best picture. There are persons who live, live in a probably a slum, but then them go beside somebody car and take a picture, then them best suit and them thing on them, and
and they
that's the
use their
one,
friends. Some of them
or
use
use them friend, and
friends,
that's the one that project,
different family members. They
right?
cheer.
But if it is that your date, you meet somebody online and they're not willing to do a video call with you, that's a red flag. You don't need to pursue that. You understand me? And I'm talking, well, whether Christians or non-Christian, because persons who watch our channel who are not necessarily Christians, right? But you can't deny that there are some red flags. If they don't want video call, then that's a first red flag, right? Because at this age and stage of in technology, if me and you make a link and you don't wish to see me so that I can see you, then that is a red flag.
Right.
You understand?
And oh, sorry. Go
And
ahead.
and there are other red flags. If you said to the person, okay, can we meet up sovereign or arbitrary, whatever, at a particular space in an open space, because if they refuse to do that, then it's also a red flag.
Mm.
You understand me? No matter what they must say on it and talking about nice things and talking or whatever, it's a challenge.
Yeah, and
Sorry, a red flag.
a red flag. And even let us bring it home now to even everyday person, maybe persons that you can see. You sit and you talk and you met and you're you're busy, the next person is busy, but most of the communication in today's dating now realm, like real life situation with the younger generation, most of the dating is being done by the phone either way. That within itself, yes, it's convenient too, but time should be made to meet up with each other, because a relationship built on the phone, it won't really last either. If the person is worth the time, yes, you're busy with your jobs, you're busy with school or whatever, you still have to make the time to meet each other, to have quality together, communication time, not just only on the phone wearing, okay, of course it's convenient. I just reach home and I'm so tired, but I want to hear your voice before I go to sleep. How is your day? And the communication flow and vice versa. That is good within itself because it's convenient to both party because you're living your life and you may not live in the same community or all of that. So that can work. That is a good thing. But outside of that, you should also make the effort to find time to meet face to face. You understand? Have a date night where you can, even if it's not about food, it's about talking with each other, looking, seeing each other, getting to feel the right chemistry to see, okay, all of those nice things that were being communicated on the phone. Now that I'm in front of you, do we still have that chemistry? You understand? Are we still connected? Are we really that interested in each other and all of that? Because what happened, you have some persons who are great on phones. They're great with the phone conversation. But in reality of life, you may find out that you don't have much in common. And the truth is, you're not going to live with a person on the phone when the day come for both of you to actually have that relationship, whether getting married, what have you been together. You're not going to be he's beside you, but you're communicating on the phone. No, you have to live with each other. You're going to have to spend time with each other. So it cannot be left only to the phone. You have to get within each other's community to see how well you fit, to see if the person is interested in you at all.
So
And it's if this you want, because when you are in front of each other, you can see the attitude, you can read the expression, you understand, and
mhm.
those things. So you can see it's not just a beautiful, pretty face, it's not just a handsome man, you understand, but all the things that you may have missed communicating on the phone, you can pick it up in person and know if, all right, do I want to continue with such a person or next? You understand? Because that is the age that we're living in is technology. We cannot go around it. And of course, we want to make it, work for us because it's convenient. But the danger is leaning too much with just communicating on the phone. Communication is a key in any relationship. So of course the phone is good, but it cannot be left only on phone conversations. And
so so and I jumping in a little bit. Um, and that kind of that ties in with what Torino was saying because
mhm,
the challenges um, that he pointed out was the influence of social media, meaning persons who would say or would be influenced to look a particular way
mhm,
because that's how social media put it out there, right? And when you see the person now, for example, when you see the person on in a social media post or whatever, versus when you see him in person, it becomes a challenge.
mhm,
He also said about finding someone that is someone who's selfless, right? You're not going to find that person who's selfless unless you meet them in
meet
person and
them in
talk.
person.
You can't
You
pick up that.
understand? And
Although in
I'm
in the
sorry.
conversations what you have with them, certain conversations we have can bring out certain things. But it will take a time for certain things to come out because you're not gonna just at the outset go and say, you mean you're stingy,
Yeah.
But as you talk with the person, you'll figure out some stuff.
I'm sorry.
Um the other thing he says was somebody who's self-aware. A lot of person hide behind social media because they feel like they're not in good enough or they not have certain qualities. So and they have low self-esteem and so forth. He also spoke about someone in control of their emotions and willing to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I that vulnerability and willing to be what's this and of course being control of the
Yeah.
emotion that comes with maturity. And again, those things cannot be just felt or seen over
A
a
phone.
dating site, a
Mhm.
dating app, or whatever the case may be. But Martin says, and Martin in identifying some other red flags, Martin says, always make an excuse not to meet red flag. So we can, as I indicated, what was one of the red flag is the fact that if you don't want to talk
Talk.
via
Yeah.
Zoom, or video call, red flag. Marlene says also is that making an excuse not to meet is a red flag.
Mhm.
I totally agree. She also said, full hard luck stories. Listen me, that is one of the biggest red flags.
Yeah.
When somebody you meet, all him can do is
Welcome,
tell you,
Tamara. Welcome.
you must say it properly.
Welcome, Tamara. Good night. Welcome.
Hi, Tamara.
Yeah.
One of the biggest red flag is when somebody you meet them for the first time, and it's a common guys. Remember to like the life. You meet them for the first time, and all they can do is give you hard
Hard luck.
luck stories. Red flag, right? Because it is clear that this person's intention is to get some money out of you or to get something from you. So that would be a red flag too. Um, Cameron says, having the right impact on each other.
Taurine.
Sorry, Torian came in.
Mhm.
Yeah, Torian says having the right impact on each other. I guess he's talking about not if you're not there. Okay, let me read the top.
The top one
Mm,
before.
yeah. So also, I don't typically use dating apps. I agree that whether by dating app or
Or
face
face
to face, being honest is
is
important.
important.
Being able to have those meaningful conversation,
Right.
right? In a bit you're having the
Mhm.
right impact on each other. Yeah. So Terrain is old fashioned, like for Cyril, he would not use a dating app.
Mhm.
You understand me? But I am saying from even from the research, it still shows that whether they're using an app
Yeah.
or face to face,
There are
once the
challenges.
once the people there are challenges, and once you are going to be real, then it can work, right? But I think dating sites or whatever is just another medium through which you can meet somebody. But just like if you see them face to face, you have your items that are red flags. You can
Yeah.
find out these red flags even before you physically meet the person.
Mhm.
You understand me? But I think what I find the danger is that, and I still, and in my mind, these dangers should not be dangerous anymore. Anybody who is going to project perfection, watch out for them on the social media. Yeah, anybody who projects too much perfection, yeah, is something to me from observation and hearing stories. You have to watch out for them people, because what you see and what them say will not necessarily match up when you meet
But
them
in
in
what
person.
way? Because you do have some persons where that is their mantra. That's for
Mhm.
them to function, they have to deal with perfection. So, to what extent?
I'm talking about when I say perfection. If all right, say they put up a picture of themselves and it is in your conversation, you have to make sure so what they are saying, you have to delve deeper into beyond the surface rather of what they
Oh,
are saying. That way you can actually say, okay, what you see is actually what it is. Get the message? And if somebody's gonna be straightforward with you and say, boy, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that, then you hold that until you meet them. But what, don't just fall in love because them say the right thing and yeah, you talk for weeks and months. I believe that when the meetup time come, it should be the real test of whether or not you're going to take
yeah.
another step with this
Mhm.
person, right? Because behind the phone
It's
is so far
easy.
and no, and you
Yeah.
can you can go so far and no further.
And some persons are great. They have great phone personality.
Hmm.
But when you meet in person, the energy drops. You understand, you realize, you feel as if, so who is this? You know? Because some person are shy, some person, I don't know. But you're not, the thing is, I won't even say it's old fashioned. I think it's I did
You want
said
some
it.
water?
It's okay,
You
it's
sure?
okay. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna stop saying old fashioned because I don't think it's being old fashioned, It's knowing what you want and know what are the possibilities when the thing is not done directly in the way in which the more obvious and straightforward way.
Hmm.
You understand? Because the truth is, because there are red flags in dating via social media. So you do have your antennas up. And of
But
course,
if you do, you have your antennas up, for those who are consciously having them up,
oh,
because you still
oh,
find people who
yeah, who
fall
are
for it,
more, and
who fall
you
for
have
it.
a point, and maybe that's true
Mm.
because you have the younger persons who may be born maybe in the 2000s and so, or
The late
late
90s. Yeah.
90s, wherein what they're used to is the technology and they don't have anything depth to draw from
Hmm.
so much. So that's true.
And then the early
The
2000s
early,
too.
yeah,
Because if you're born 2000, you'll be 22 this year. So,
right.
yeah.
'Cause if you don't know anything different, you are going to accept what you know as is. So
But let me ask a question though. And before we answer, Marnie says, I think some of the apps, you're not allowed to call
each other
you're not allowed to call each other. You are matched by your likes and
on
dislikes,
dislikes
then set a date to
to
meet.
me, yeah,
So some of the pictures aren't
aren't
authentic.
authentic, right?
When you meet, you'll see who never did so
So
tall
tall,
or slim or
slim.
big as the profile pic put up. That is true.
That
But
is true.
I I I find though that even if, for example, the generation that grew up with the technology, if they, and I'm talking about, all right, and everybody grew up with mommy and daddy, but if you talk with your mommy, say we go, all right, for those who grew up with both parents, I believe that when you talk to
Mhm.
your parents can give you certain guidance in
Mhm.
even with using an online dating app.
Yeah,
What I also and henceforth, some of your decisions can be influenced by your parents.
yeah,
You understand me? Those who for example, and as I said, because the person we're talking to on the other side is still a human being. So there are still certain questions, there are still certain things they can say to bring out certain conversation, to bring out certain
yeah.
truths. You understand me? So even though I mean people get big and say about them and their own big man and them, if you listen to your parents, you can still get proper guidance.
Yeah, and there are some persons, funny enough, there are some persons who are like old souls, even though we're born in these times,
Mm.
because there are some persons, for some reason, I don't know, it's a gift or what, but they are well read. They have this keenness of seeking information,
Mm.
and in seeking information, they read a lot, and they do their own research, and so it may not be majority, but it does happen, and then they're fascinated with the old times.
Mm. Yeah,
Their
man.
their young persons are
Yeah, man.
fascinated with the old times, and then that's hence you hear people say, you're old soul,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever, you're wise beyond your age, because is their intuition, some person, it's a gift, it seems like.
Hi, Abigail.
Just good night, Abby,
Night, Abby.
and welcome. So they see that which, even though they weren't born in that time,
Mm.
for some reason, their inclination direct them to that time, and they
Mm.
seek information, they do their research, so they know with what they want. And some person just, they're born with a thing, with this wisdom of, what they desire is not so much what
Yeah,
their
but
time is
I
presenting.
don't think it is born with the wisdom. It is the culture, or is they are grown by their parents. Because wisdom comes through experience. And when you're born, you can't an experience to say, okay, or have this wisdom. But I think it's a person that with your amongst your family, your friends, and even you, so and as I said, that intuition, now you know where to speak and stop and think before you even make a decision.
Majority
But
of the
certain
time,
but cer-
majority of the time, that is
Mhm.
true. But there are some times where you buck up on persons wherein they are the difference within that family. They did not grow, for some reason they did not grow with
No,
it,
no, but
and
no,
it's some
no, man, mean that them grow with the right, but them look and decide what them
look
want for
out.
themselves.
That's
I
what
know
I'm
say, well, I
talking.
know say, okay, them that auntie go through that, mommy go through this, cousin go through that,
Oh, so they know what
and
they
them know the
do.
deals and say, okay, me no want that, me no want
Yeah,
that,
I
and then put it
understand.
together. But and I saw them get them the level of wisdom with them come up with.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Tamara said, true, if you follow them, you will never go wrong. As she's talking about parents.
Yeah.
But what I find though, and because I you know look at research, and Marlene mentioned it on the dating apps, they match you according to what you put up.
Yeah.
So your age, your education, even how you look, your likes, your dislikes, whether you're religious or you're not religious, and I'm trying to find the perfect match for you. Now, to me not lie to you. And if I was single,
And you're not so great.
I would have tried one. I'd have tried the app. You know why?
Oh, that's nice.
I'd have tried the app. I'm sure I'd have tried the app. Because if I can put up all the truths where me have, me not like this, me not like that, I am religious, whatever the case, all those things, I'd love to see who them match me with.
So what?
I would love to see who them put up and say, here's your perfect match.
But what
I'd
if
love
there
to see who the
persons
person
who,
is.
this is a word where people lie. You know that you're not so great, but you get a chance to make your profile be great. So you're good.
Me no care. I mean, if I say for example, then whatever whoever them bring as my match. Me I look at the person and I say, all right. Now me knowing of myself, the kind of conversation and the kind of questions me want to ask, and then me go find if what it is really what it is. You understand me? I say, me not believe say boy, me gonna see the person. I mean, her shape is fabulous and her ear is this and whatever. And because of that, me just say, oh God, my heart has melted, and she's gonna be mine. Before me even ask the proper question, then I think it wouldn't work.
So since, as you said, you would like to try, nothing is if.
And you got anybody here and now that tried a dating app, you can let me know. Torian say he wouldn't, but anybody else can tell us.
If it's while I'm at this age now, I wouldn't. But
you wouldn't want to try. You don't want to see what Michelle think about it.
No, I'm not finished saying.
You put up all of your things and who you are, who you like, and then find a match to exactly what you want. If I was single
at this age now, no. But if I was like from 18 coming in my 20s, it depends. And unless, because I think when I was in my 18, I was still too old for my age. So maybe in the 15, 16, say I was 15, 16 now, I would be enthused. But the reason...
I've been saying, no, she's not brave enough.
But that's the thing. I'm trying to tell you, I would have to be a teenager. I don't think I could consciously do that.
No, but then you're old and wiser. You should be able to do it then.
That's why, because I know when you're old and wiser, you know what comes with it. And because I'm the type of person, I don't like to waste time. I like to get to the point. So I don't think it would suit me because I'll be saying.
But what if just dream with me.
I can dream with you, but I want to try.
The person matches you to a T. Wouldn't you want to at least see who the person is?
The first thing I would say, Cornell, is right? I know me. Yeah. I would say yeah. But still, nevertheless, you said you would try. I'm not
No.
You would try, you try.
Me not try.
But what if, as Marlene said, some of the images are not updated. You could have a person, their best image they post on when they were in their prime and they look the best.
I'm going to say this.
Let me finish.
No, finish.
And you say, wow, everything matched up and plus she had face. Mm-hmm. So you're go at it, right? But
I'm not running just so. But at least the fact that they for example, Match.com or whatever the other names them be, if they can go into the depth of research that they would do to find somebody to match me want to see who they match me up with.
Remember, they did not go to meet the person. They're just using the profile just like you would do. But like I said, when in the things of the world like this, people are not honest. They could want, because
don't forget what you said.
I want to ask you a question. I go.
Abby says so much can be hidden behind a screen.
A screen.
I believe in the organic, traditional kind of way to go about getting to know someone. I may have more control in a face-to-face case.
All right. So the reason why I'm pushing
should have more control
in a face, right? Because
how you can tell me how would it be more control?
It's more controlled because this is how I'm interpreting it. How I receive it, because I feel the same way. Face to face, you and I decide to meet.
Mm-hmm.
We meet. I'm not gonna catfish you. I'm coming to meet you. Mm-hmm. But I'm coming to meet you and I'm being optimistic. And when I meet you, at first, I say, no look too bad, all right. Or if
Mm.
you don't look too great, Mister, let me hear what he has to say. And in talking to you, if you don't have maybe an image that I expect, I'm there. So I'm
Mm.
gonna give you the opportunity to see what your personality is like.
Mm.
If your personality is worse than the image that is in front of me, nice to meet you, and don't call me, but I call you.
Mm.
Waste some time I can my business. So you have more control. Versus if it's not, you're going via social media like
Mm-hmm.
that and the online, you spend so much time going around the corner, getting to like the conversation, everything. And then now as it get more deeper, you
Mm.
realize that the person have something that is a deal breaker, or he have no resemblance to his picture.
You delete.
He's a 70-year-old man or
You
whatever.
delete. Oh, you mean
Yeah,
when they finally see them
yeah, but you did not have that control. You went
Mm.
along and waste your time, and now you feel short, like you've been shorted
Mm.
because I invest so much in this. I can't believe it. I can't believe I allow myself to go down this line. I can't believe it. I can't believe. So you had
Mm.
no control, so you waste your time.
But what if you went in having that the match.com or whatever done all the work for you, and you go in with a conscious mind and say, all right, these 5 questions I'm going to ask. Yeah, I'm saying prepare yourself.
Oh,
Just
so
like
you're just going for the fun of it.
no. I'm saying just like when you go and meet them face to face, 5 things are 7 things are whatever you look for in the line of your question. You're
Yes.
preparing to meet the person.
Yes.
Or about not wasting the time to see the person, but online you have 5 or 10 questions in a conversation. Your first encounter online to talk with them, you have 5 or 6 or 10 questions that you're gonna ask that will determine whether or not this person's worth another minute of your time. That to me is so like more control. Because if you ask these 10 questions and 7 of them correct, then it's right, let me give that a chance. But if you ask these 10 questions and 7 of them wrong, next
All right,
is
for
like speed
me, all right,
dating.
maybe it's the way in which I look at it. For me, to put myself
Mhm.
out there like that, if 9 questions are correct, what about if the 10th question is my deal breaker
Then
question?
delete. The person is deleted.
That's why I don't have time to waste for it.
But then, but
I'm more
then, but then you wouldn't
enthused
have
to
to go.
go.
You wouldn't have to physically see them either because you know what? Bam, argument done. They're not cut it.
Man,
Moving
I
on.
think I would have more energy to go physically.
All right. So you're there physically and you ask the 10 question, and you see the person. The person look good. Your connection, the chemistry go on, and the 10 question the person failed because the 10 question
All
was the
right,
question.
watch it
No, you
now.
haven't tell the person.
No,
It not
watch
going to
it
work.
now. You see
I'll
the
see you.
difference for me with face to face, then it would be that, all right, I already seen the person, say the way in which he attires. It don't have to be brands or nothing, just the way in which he carries himself. I feel like, okay, I guess I have not wasted my time.
Mm.
Click. The way in which he approach and his first encounter with me again is
Mm.
like, all right, I see you. Click.
Click as in you're talking to the
Yeah,
person.
no, click is that
Oh,
okay.
ticking in the box.
Tick in the box.
Mm.
All right. We sit down to talk and where they're reasoning. Okay, he may not be the most brightest, like maybe in speech,
Eloquent. Yeah.
eloquent,
Mm.
but he is a person that has depth.
Mm.
You understand? There are certain things that you can work with, and you can better those things as you go along. So you actually give the person a chance. You understand with that thing. But for me, to the paper is a paper. When they do the survey to get your match, it to me it is done via computer. It's still impersonal. You understand? It's just people can just stick the right thing within a box and all of that. So
Mm.
already I'm going in with, oh, I think I'm wasting my time.
Well, all
You
right.
know?
Hold your point. Let me read some more. Marlene says, I wouldn't try it.
Mm.
But at my age now, I would try a site for mature people. There you go. Um, I believe that I would be more real, as it would be harder to date at an older
Age.
age. All right. So at
Yeah.
your age, Marlene, maturity now, so that try it out. All right.
Yeah, my friend.
Wouldn't try it young she wouldn't try it as a young person. Abigail says exactly. You get to read their expression. They are shifty. Can they maintain eye contact?
Right,
How was the
hygiene.
hygiene? Them can look, them can look pan, etc.
Them teeth
Um,
clean, them this.
I
It
one other man. I
matter.
believe dating online is more for mature few who know what they want, can snuff out predators, and are able to deal with the repercussions of being deceived or hurt. All right, and that's a good
Honestly,
point.
that's a good point. But me, I don't know. I am so picky. You know
The
this.
point,
That I
no,
can't see myself kissing somebody
no, we're not
who.
talking about even
Wait, no.
that.
Let us get a little real. I don't want to invest so much time. I'm feel so attached by what the profiles and everything. And then when we see you, it's like your teeth look like you just done burn some weed. And your hygiene is like, oh my God, what is this? Am I in me? I wonder or me forget up or if I run. But
But
I
that,
can't.
but you see, all right,
I don't
all
know. I
right.
think I'm
The-
paranoid more
but
as an adult than as when I was younger.
but this is a point I'm making. All right.
So brave at
So Match.com, you go on the site and then find
somebody.
somebody that matches what you are looking for. All right.
Yeah.
Bamson, your name start. You click accept whatever over them do it. Your name start talk. I mean, I try to persuade you for the fact to
No,
do
me
it.
no man.
It's a
I'm just
reason.
reasoning.
And verse and so forth, and then no, you're the person attack. Everything match up and nice. You beyond what you want Match.com to use and find your perfect person. You also going to use some questions that will bring out certain things. I am saying if you use them questions, they will bring out certain things, and you raise a very good point. For example, you have 10 questions, nine of them worth 1 point. The 10th one worth 10 points.
That's a bonus.
Cool. So have the conversation, the first conversation we're talking about, because what I think these sites give you an opportunity to do is not waste your time. You don't cut it, bam.
So
Moving
how do
on.
they make sure that what is on profile is indeed the person?
No, I think they can't do more than what they can do. So if you upload your 5 feet or less, anyway.
Me 5 feet flat.
if you upload, say you are 6 feet and you're medium built and whatever the particulars are, all right, and then and I say, okay, I want somebody 6 feet and yada yada, bam, so then put you up as my match.
No.
All right, me alone know ensures, and in fact, I don't think I'm gonna put one person as match.
Oh, you have options.
Yeah, but you have several persons. That would be a match, and so here is you getting to know some more than one person without getting to know them physically or seeing them physically. So say, all right, me ask my 9 questions, eat the 9 questions and 1 point. The 10th one is 10 points, which that is the deal. That is the one that says, you know what? I do not wish to continue this conversation. So the person answered the 9 of them good, and the 10th one is where it really matters. And them get it wrong. Next. You don't have no more emotional connection with that. You move to the next one. You move to the next one, and watch this now. You not even have to meet the person, but based on your criteria, that would say this warrants my time, and I'll date this. I'll set up a date to meet with this person. Then so this person worth your time.
The fun for me, everybody is different. Maybe because it's when I was born.
Hold on. Before we forget. And the point and the part of it that would make sense to me is the fact that you don't literally have to see the person. I'll waste your time to go and meet this person or another person. Meet this person, or is that one?
I don't know.
Meet this person, another one. You can decide what you want online, and then
I want the butterflies to meet the person. I don't want. I think it's
guys,
age when
guys, you
the
can.
air.
I hope you see where I go. Even if you meet the person and the butterflies are there, and I'm still using the 10 question scenario.
Yeah.
And the 10th question, you're saying the butterflies are there. Yeah. The hygiene is what is abilis? Hygiene are going. Them not shifty. Exactly. Them your eye contact. Mm-hmm. Them night. They're afraid to look upon. and the 10 question which matters, they get it wrong. Are you going to still pursue the person? Because all
all
that
right,
thing them connecting up.
can I answer?
Yes.
All right. So because all of those things got me feeling a little excited,
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna be willing maybe to have another date.
So the 10, so if you don't get the 10 question, if you don't get the 10 question wrong.
Because I think human beings,
Mhm.
I think human beings sometimes they have what do I call it? Their first expression is not always the best.
Yeah, but that 10 question, that, are you really talking and it just connect
It's
with
true,
me?
but
That 10 question
truth,
there,
that's
if
why
they get it
living.
wrong, that's it for me.
That's good. That's all good.
Mm.
But for me,
Yeah, give them a
if
chance.
I'm excited, worse if he smells nice, look nice, attire properly,
Mm.
and all of that, I'm kind of already excited. I say, okay, for this day, that is fine.
Okay.
But the thing that would throw me off then, if this is the 10 question thing we're in, he doesn't have the eye contact, he cannot reason. I don't see the point.
Mhm.
But if all of that is done, and say my 10 question is that, okay, he has a child,
Mhm.
right? Because for me, I think that would be like, know who on the other side, whose child is it? You're not only going to deal with the child, but you have got to deal with the mother.
Mhm.
So that for me would be my 10 question.
Mhm.
But if everything
Guys,
that I
you can
see,
tell us what would be your 10 question if you're going to use this formula.
right. So according to what is there, I will maybe know what I'll do because I already sort of feeling
Mm.
I was all right, have another date. And with the other date, I will come prepare now to deal with that which was my tent
Mhm.
that was throwing on me now. You understand? So I'm gonna give it another chance with all the other right questions that follow up to see how it goes.
Okay.
Because you do have some good persons where that is my drawback in relationships.
So
What
what
have you? They have good persons who they live their life and things happen. People make mistakes, but
Mhm.
they have recovered for it. That don't doom them forever. So that will I have another day to see. Okay, what are we really dealing with?
So for argument's sake, what would be the thing that make you think twice? If
The-
the 10th question being he has a child, what would have been that thing that
All
makes
right.
you say,
All right.
okay,
The
you
next
give him a
thing,
chance?
give him a chance. Is first of all, how old is the child?
Mhm.
Who does the
So
child
you just
live?
spend a lot of time on the
That's why
10
the
question
other,
now.
yeah, because that is my deal breaker, and
Everything
it's
else connect.
you understand everything.
Okay.
So then I will find out now. All right, so where does the mother live? What is the communication between you and the mother? How
Mhm.
well you and the mother get along? Where do you live?
Mhm.
You understand what is the environment, and what
Mhm.
is the child like? You understand? Because there are certain things. If the lady is cantankerous, what do you call it?
Cantankerous.
Right? Can't bother
Mhm.
so yeah. And say for instance now she don't live maybe in the same community, he have a place because as adult now, right?
Mhm.
He have a place for himself, the job that he's in, how the custody thing go,
Mhm.
how is it going on, what is she like, if you should find somebody new, what has it been like if you had what caused you
For
to
somebody
break
prior
up
to
and
you.
all of that,
Mhm.
because life happen to persons. So if it lines up now, I say, okay, this looks like something that can work, then I'll spend more time get to know you, whatever that's what the Lord does. But
Well, me not lie. I just know that know that we're having a conversation and I've thought about it. We just feel like the dating app
it seems easy.
no, not easy. It gives you option without you being invested.
I think it
That's
will
what
work
me
for
think.
people who are shy guys.
No, not
And let
only
me
shy
talk
guys.
now.
Not only shy guys. Hold on. Can me shy. But anyway, hold on. Before you go in, man, it's a level of education, criminal record,
Yeah.
believer, kids, how many, credit score, employed,
And those
home,
things.
personality.
So it's a loaded, thing.
So those are the things that man you look for. Turin, I know Turin someone, but if you guys were to try an app, what would be the thing that makes you say, for example, match.com, as we say, match you put your list of things and then match 5 persons. So these are the 5 persons that match what you want. What would be the thing that says next, moving on? You understand me? I say? What would be your list? Man, it says mental state healthy. And that's the other thing too,
that's the main thing, rather.
Like and I believe like for me to meet you and talk to you, there are things when me go through in questions online, and when we meet you, it means no. I would have gone through um my litmus test, if you want to call it that. And then now, when I see you, it will now determine what I do after.
After.
But there is a course that will determine if I need to even look for you in the first place. And that is what I think these dating apps give the opportunity for you to say, no, I don't even want to see you. Next. You understand me? More than you're going to go see them and you say, oh Lord. And you say,
Wait to
you
run.
don't call me, I'll call you.
And you see, because I'm the type of person who don't like to hurt person's
You
feelings.
wait.
Like
Oh, how you gonna deal with that?
that's
You
why I
see?
said I will not try it.
My
I
God.
will
Go
not
tell the
try
man,
it.
say, sorry, sir. You
Come
know,
and know
you
me.
know, cut it
I
and
am
walk
gonna
away.
force myself to sit there until the date is over. And me know me I got grip my shoes, me I got
Mm-hmm.
squeeze my leg.
What's it
So I can't.
Taryn says, if we are seeking a life partner, it's always important to consider the aura this person gives off. And the aura can, I think the aura can be tested online too, based on the level the question. But you get the aura more when you do face to face.
That's why I agree with Abigail. You have more control face to face.
There is a lot we can miss out on when we allow an algorithm to select someone for us.
For you.
Point taken.
That's to come back to it again. You don't have the control.
Point taken. But I'm going to come back at that terrain. Most of us don't even know what questions to ask or know what we need until we have an encounter with this person. All right. So hear the wisdom of our older man. I am saying, I think there's a greater risk and a greater possibility of hurt when you have to physically see the person and go through that thing. So, me in my mind, all right, say you're 19, 20, you don't have a lot of experience. But I still think the way, all right, for example, and this is the era, the time where younger people living in now, it gives you information flooding. So when you hear certain things, people being catfished, or you see people online being doofed, and people being being disrespected, or people sharing them experience.
Still can be
People sharing them experience, what they have experienced, and people, because what people tell everything online now. The me and I me and I broke up. Hey, this and that. You see it online, and you
lie if you more with Match.com.
No, mommy, no.
Give you the poor.
No, man. What I'm saying, because Tony was talking about, you don't know what questions to ask. So I'm saying you don't need to. You can use person's experience and develop your list of questions, because I think that when you're able to look around and consciously decide, because one thing that I learned, and I'm glad that I stuck out and was a virgin and got married as a virgin, because even now there are some guys online who are saying to the young men, don't sell yourself short. Any woman that comes into your space is somebody you allow. Why? Because you have value. Get me? I say, and these are things that were not being taught to young men, because most young men we see one girl, and because in society the women are seen as the prize. Get me? I say, versus now both male and female can consider themselves the prize. Why? Because you value yourself. And if you value yourself, then you're not going to just allow anybody to come and share your space or you share your body with. Why? Because you value yourself. So I'm saying, if you can use other person's experience around with all the information that is on social media coming at you, I think if you stop consciously, you can develop a list that says, okay, these are the things that I am looking for. And if I use a dating app, yes, an algorithm bring up 5 person, claim say them are your match, okay. But at least you can use a list to say these, I'll ask in the conversation, I bring up these questions, because I have listened to persons who meet somebody online. There's another YouTuber young lady who does she call it pineapple show, and she bring up this young lady, and this young lady can be courted or talked or asked question by any male who come on, and if she in the conversation she don't like what she feels, she said pineapple, and the host cut him off or
Well,
cut him
that
off.
will work for who
You understand
wants
me?
it, and those who don't want it just
Right.
like
But I'm
that.
just saying you can develop a list that you say, okay, pineapple. No, I don't wish to go any further with you. And then now if you go down the list of 5 person, you find that particular one when the questions them connect, then no, let's meet face to face. But in the old time, you had to meet this person, then you meet this person, then you meet face to face, all face to face, and
That's
then
the better way.
and
Which
then
way
you
look
got
it.
through, but hold on, but you got through the emotional roller coaster with this one, with all 5 person that you're dating per se to find out whatever. You go to the emotional roller coaster, and emotionally you can be draining. Wherein you're online and you find 5 and you say, okay, this one worth my time, the other 4, but ta. And if you go to the person in line online in face to face and you not cut it, at least you never have to meet the whole 5 of them face to face and drain yourself.
Well, it depends on the individual. It depends
Feel
where
like me
your
I preach a while ago.
it
Sorry.
depends where your energy lies,
Mhm.
or what you feel will work for you, or what you get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
everything
At
from
the end of
this.
it, at
At
the
the
end of
end
it,
of
to be
it,
honest with
if you like speed dating, I guess you will like that.
you. No, that's the thing. You'll be speed dating without physically being there.
And I
That's
can
the
tell you,
thing.
I can see myself the speed dating.
All
No
right.
bother.
Marlon says, but Terrain, you have to start off with the logarithm if you're doing online algorithm if you're doing dating. Abigail says, so let me throw a wrench in, a wrench in there. Before as I read Marley on, Marley said you can meet people also face to face who have all the bells and whistles, but the aura is still off. So you continue looking.
It's just what
That
you
is
do,
that is what I'm
what you
saying too.
want to.
Tamara says the internet not running so well, but I'll rewatch. All right,
All right,
Tamara, bless you.
Tamara, thank you for
All right, so
coming
Abigail
in.
says, as children of God, at what point do we allow the Lord to take over?
Yeah.
Are we choosing to trust an algorithm over the Lord's direction and will? All right,
Mm.
very good point. And because the truth is this, Abby, we we are getting a little hot now. I need to turn on the fan. Hold on. I need to turn on the fan.
Hallelujah.
Uh,
Oh Lord.
I was going to close it up, but I need to. This must not be just brushed away. All right. As children of God, we're supposed to be led by the Spirit of the Lord to finding our partner. And I think whether online or face to face, God is supposed to be your guide and your leader. Um, I bet even with, as I said, online, the Spirit of the Lord is not restricted by technology. So God can help you to say the right words or ask the right questions to bring out what you need to hear and what He will confirm. One, two.
Mm.
We still see where people in church who will say they are led of the Spirit, and God said, "This is the one." And when them say this is the one, and then married couple got well. The reality is that 2 years,
God
3 years down the
Himself.
line, them divorced. Yet they say God led them. Get what I say? So that to me is supposed to be what it the real thing wherein God directs you. And I'm saying God can direct you whether it be online or face to face. It is still we that has to allow the Spirit of the Lord to 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 direct our thoughts and for us to listen to his voice. So whether online, through a dating app or face to face, we can still make the right decision.
Yeah, but however, I think she asked a question because when you were expressing that, okay, it can be still hectic to date this one, date that one day. That happens when people goes after their flesh and their emotion and not in tune with what the Lord wants for them. So they keep moving to the next and the next and the next.
All right.
Whether it's
So
seen face to face or online.
so here's the situation. If God directs you to the one person, and that is the person for you, then it will connect and everything will work seamlessly. But we have what has been the experience of many Christians. That has not been the experience of many Christians. Even those who say God led me to you,
Yeah, it's
we
not
still
many.
find that at the end of it, I mean, I've seen so many things. I know of a couple who, based on what you see, the young guy was a, when we say blazing minister. You'd hear, I mean, there was one point when I was being asked to preach almost every church in
Everywhere.
UPC in Kingston I've been,
Region.
and I've been outside of Kingston.
Oh,
There's a brother who came over, and I won't call his name, but I mean he was everywhere preaching. There's a sister who um is a faithful worker in the kingdom, in the church. Let me say faithful worker in the church. When I heard that the both of them were courting and whatever, I had my concerns, but he and I weren't that close for me to say anything. And anyway, I hear them eventually they got married. They got married, they had a child. Right now, as we speak, they are divorced. In their fine, she out here still. And based on what was seen, they were a good match, because she was a Sunday school teacher, she sing on the choir, all of the right attributes that you
yeah.
would say whatever,
Doesn't really mean that God gave them.
well, no, man. That's what I'm saying. Sometime when people say God said,
It's not
it's not
necessarily.
necessarily so. So here it is that I'm not saying to you go and date around. No, don't. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, generally speaking, now regarding these new formats of dating, I would find that your opportunity to date without being physical and without being too much invested online gives you that opportunity versus doing it face to face. Now, what you, as me say, if God says to you, she is the one, you still have to go through the process of knowing the person. Because when certain things pop up, there's a part that the flesh deals with, there's a part that the spirit deals with. Although the spirit has a preeminence over the flesh.
However, that's your opinion of online because I don't agree with it.
No problem. We have different views, but the Holy Spirit has preeminence over all things. So if we are connected to the Spirit of the Lord and the Spirit of the Lord directs us to this individual, then it should work seamlessly. It shouldn't be an issue. So
Yeah.
at what point does the Spirit of the Lord take control? At all points.
And it depends where your faith lies. If your faith lies online and it don't lines up with your patience and what you think is best for you to go face to face, then you seek the Lord. Then to order your step, if that's the way.
And for just make sure so God really are the
Exactly.
steps.
And even though you may feel as an individual that online is the setting for you and you pray to Lord, ask him to order your step, and the Lord said, no, sister, no, brother, it's not
Listen.
online. Listen. Because when you are a follower of Christ, truly according to the Bible upon precepts, it's not necessarily what you want, is what the Lord have ordained for you. So if that's the case, you have to really listen.
And the point I'm making also is this: whether online or face to face, God has to direct you. Yes, as children of God.
Right, and I agree with that.
Turin says, it's us. Oh, it is true. Um, Experience definitely teaches wisdom, and you can learn from the experience of others as well, in order to avoid unnecessary hurt, trauma, and time wasting. That is the point I'm making. I guess you were relating to when I was speaking about what in the era of social media, everybody put them is out there. You can learn from them. So you not forgot you. Turin says again. I also gather that avoiding hurt. Hurt is a part of 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 life, by the way. Oh, to be honest, them short message, short words. Most importantly is sincerity. Sister, sorry, Abby
Abby
says,
said,
that doesn't mean God didn't lead them. Could just mean they didn't put in the work.
agree with
Okay.
that too.
Abigail says, so God's will is without conflict and
No.
struggles.
So it comes back
No,
again
that's not
with,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
that's not what he's saying. So, all right. The reason for that,
Can
I
I
think,
answer my
I'm
question?
sorry.
Thank you. No, it's not without struggles. But what you find is that people convince themselves that if it's God's will, they're not gonna have no problem.
It should be smooth.
So the truth is, I'm so happy that, like, whenever I get a chance to counsel with people regarding relationship, I am so brutal with them because I want them to see the real thing. Michelle and I have been married for 22 years. December 2020 will be 22 years, and it has not
To
been
God's
all
glory, God
smooth.
be
And
praised.
to God be the glory. However, the myth that is there that once it is the will of God that you will not have any experience, that negative experience, that is out. Anybody think that nowadays
You don't
them setting
understand.
themselves up, right? Because if you look through the scriptures, everybody who was a child of God and who God had them valleys and had them rough times. What makes it what makes it okay or um, easy to handle is the fact that the both of you are willing to listen to the voice of the Lord. And whatever the situation comes up, you both will deal with it
Deal
because
with
God
it.
is directing you. So God don't just direct you to the person left you.
Mm.
He direct you in the situations and whatever situations
And
you're
you
coming
have to
through.
be
Right?
purified to be
So
one.
you're gonna
You
have
have
to
to
go
be
through stuff.
learn to be one. God, that's what the Lord said.
So
We
Abby,
should be one.
so Abby says, what you mean by things will work out seamlessly? All right. When I say things will work out seamlessly, when you meet the person, because God said this is the person, the conversations you have, um, the level of thought, meaning the both here, even if you're not on the same education level, the way you see things will line up. The way you go about things, in terms of even the conversations, in making decisions, most of the time, even if you have a conflict, it doesn't
Derail you.
build a rift, right? It works out seamlessly. The wedding, you probably don't spend a cent on it because God just sent people to help out. Seamlessly too, even when you have disagreements, when you go and work it out.
Because you
The first
understand.
option is
Can
not to
I?
do, yeah, man.
Yeah, same. Basically, what you were saying. The most point in it too, as it relates to disagreement that drive two persons apart, seamlessly mean that when you're going through your disagreement, you know that it is nothing common that you don't understand. It's not unique
It's not
in the
unique to you.
sense like you know what you are up against. You understand? And because the two of you want the same thing, you always find the middle to come back to know that, okay, I know you're not my enemy. And I know that we want even the same thing and the best for each other. But it's not without its trials, it's not without its tests. So you come back and you meet and you have to work together. You still have to work through it as one to surpass what that test was, what that trial was. So what you have happening to you now is that it builds you and it draws you closer together. So when the next trial and the test come, you are aware of what is happening. So you don't make it destroy your awareness and say, okay, I want to separate, I want a divorce, I want that. You understand? You understand that the weapon of our warfare,
Carnal.
it's not carnal. You
Yeah.
understand? So that's what he meant by sins.
And that is why I'm saying, right? Because for example, and we're gonna close in the
We pass, but it is so
next three
good
minutes
though.
or so. But
You know, and maybe a
he,
little longer because questions are coming in that
yeah,
need to be
that
answered.
is true too. All right. What used to happen in the old days is this, and I give God thanks that I was able to let us say now grow with some people are among some older folks that, and because I was probably shy to me, just keep myself to myself. But I know even in church, what should happen is that the dating thing, in fact, people never usually would date. Them hide and date, right? And then Bob says, "Oh, this person is engaged," and you wonder, did they get to know each other? They never. That what young people have now in church in this time is gonna have leverage that we never had. Get me I say? And so it is important that what you on go about the thing is to make sure, say, boy, if you're dating this person, or if let's say dating, say you're looking for somebody,
Getting to know.
you want to get to know somebody. Back in the day, you'd have to physically see the person, and then know you're talking to this
Hide and
person.
look.
Hold on, you're talking to this person. Everybody don't say you are talking to this person. Bam, sir, you're the person fall out, and the truth is, you are getting to know the person, and not because you're the person attack. You don't mean you have to marry to them, but because of our church setup, if you're the person attack, well, you must get married. No, you're talking to the person, get to know the person, and the person, and if in the conversations and the discussion you have, the person is, knows not a match, not a match. But church will look like that as, oh, moving from one to the other to the other. When the truth is, you don't, if you don't know the person, you get to know the person. But what they used to say is that don't do that. Seek the Lord, and He'll give you direction. And I honestly agree with that, because that can happen. But a lot of times it also takes away that, oh, if I seek God and this person, then I don't need to know nothing, because God said that person, and bam, so let's get married, bam. So, no, you still have to know the person. What I believe is that the options that come with online is that you can talk to somebody online, get to know them, but you reach a point where, oh, it's not, when you realize that it's not the person really, you just, all right, we're not compatible, and it's not going to work out, and you move on, and you not have to get physical with the person. Get what I say? Notwithstanding, it's an option that you don't have to use. The perfect option for me is when God tell you who your person is. But don't forget, you still have to go through the process of knowing.
Of knowing the person.
Right? And what does that look? Sorry, what does that look like? Communication, talking a lot, right? And what I find too is that if God tells you that this is the person, when you're talking to the person, it will also be confirmed with the both of you. So don't tell me, say God tell you, say I am the one for you, and when you come, it's not connecting on my spirit.
Yeah.
No, go and pray some more, sister. Go and pray some more, brother, because who God showed me, it wasn't you.
Yes, and there's something else about getting to know you, and I think that is why some marriages don't work out, because there are some assemblies that, because of the whole, what would you say, stigma of you're talking to she and you didn't marry, you're talking to that one you didn't marry, because of the pressure of it, you will find that people feel pressured while they should be getting to know each other, and what they find out, if they're not pleased with it, they should just say, oh, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work, and move on.
If it's a sin to do that.
And if they should do it again and do it again, there comes a stigma, but there really shouldn't be, because you have to you can't just grab the person because the person like you. You understand? And it's not in all cases where someone approach an individual and the next person readily had that feeling already.
And the connection is
there. You understand? There are persons who is willing, okay, you want to get to know me better, okay, I don't see anything wrong in getting to know you better. And when you find out what you want to find out, if it does not line up with what your morals are in the Lord, not because we're serving the Lord, it don't mean that our standards are the same. You understand? So it's okay if you're getting to know somebody and you stay above water in the way you should. It's okay to say, okay, so I get to know a little about you and what I know. I'm not interested any further. It's fine. Don't feel obligated. Don't feel pressured. It doesn't matter what people want to say, as long as you know that you're not crossing any line to give people anything to say. It's fine. And not because somebody approach you, it doesn't mean that him, the Lord. It's not. And I know that some persons may fall into a situation where they feel by the time I run out, I'm ready, and my clock is ticking on, I must him, and they force themselves in believing that it's the Lord when it's not.
Yeah.
And then they do get married, and then when they're going to the journey, which is
Yeah,
it's
the rubber meets
within
the
the
road.
rubber meets the road, because that is how people look at it as Lord and that. No, the rubber meets the road. That means there are certain things in us that needs to come out, and who best to take it out than the person that the Lord says should be one with. You cannot just be one. It's two different persons coming together. You cannot just be one to be one because me married to you. No, it's a journey. In order to be one, we have to learn how to get away with certain things that is not benefiting neither me nor you, that don't need to be me. Get it out. You understand? But getting it out is not the easiest process, and people will be
But
offended.
just stay the
Yeah,
course.
but you have to stay
Stay
the
the
course.
course.
You have to understand that okay, you are not
That's a
wrestling
message in
against each
itself. Stay the
other.
course.
You understand? It's a journey. That is what
Yeah.
married is. In order to be one, we have to learn each other and see how to complement each other's best. But what I find now is happening is that, or how the world is teaching it to the church, which shouldn't be, is the church should be teaching it to the world, is okay, as long as we're compatible, we're not gonna, in the sense that okay, life is not gonna be too hard because I'm financially stable and this have that on our belt. And by X time we can do that, and X time we can do that. That's what people spend most energy on, when it ought not to be. The energy should be is going through the process, understand what God is taking the both of you through and what He's doing, because everything also is not about us too. That we may go to Australia is for the glory of God. So you have to see when it is us that brought it on ourselves versus what God is taking us through to make us better, or to even to make somebody else better. You understand? So until you understand that, you'll find out that there will be a lot of tug of war where people, you understand, separating, divorcing, or whatever you, because they're looking from it from the perspective of the world and not necessarily what God said. You understand? Marriage is what it should be, and that we should not what? We should not be ignorant to the devil's devices also, because once you're married, marriage is a principle of God, and the enemy is going to target us. You understand? It's like the church. Upon this rock I'll build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. The church is not going to just sit there and have smooth sailing. We're going to have to push against the gates of hell to let the will of the Lord be done. So within a marriage, it's a principle of God. So you find out that the enemy itself is already coming, planning for you. So if you're ignorant to what is happening to you, you're gonna see your partner as the enemy, and then it cannot be a smooth transition for both of you to understand, because growth is not only in wealth. It's also in how you grow with each other within the marriage. You understand? And everybody have their own journey, what God is taking them through. And this and so that within itself, we have to look on it and know not to look out of what your marriage is, to look back on somebody's marriage and compare, because everybody journey is different, and God is using what is within us also to build us, to take it out, to replenish, to build, to make one, and to grow strong. So it's the glory is for God. It's not only for us, but I find out how the world is teaching it. The glory should be for us. Oh, it's glamorous over here. Oh, we're happy all the time. And then you have fake marriages. You understand? People pretend because, oh, we want the world to see that we're good with this. And it doesn't work like that. And when they find out that, okay, this is
But
not going
but
anywhere,
hold
they
on.
turn against each other too.
But when you say the
So
word,
it's not
when you say the
seamlessly
word, when you say the word to me, because
within the
for
sense.
hold on for
Ask a question.
for 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 us as Christians, or for Christians, our model cannot be the world.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
That's what I
Mm,
meant. A lot of person use the world as their Christians. I'm
okay.
talking. Definitely, I say they use the world as their model. Cause over there to look nice.
Okay.
Who married in the world? I'm talking.
Mm.
They
No, but
present this fake
so if
image, like it's always party
the,
over here.
well, the
It's
truth
always, you
is,
understand. But
any Christian who is body them life after what they say on social
struggle
media or
shouldn't be
whatever.
there.
No, it shouldn't
And
be
all
that.
of that and
That's
all of
not the way
that
to
and
go.
all of that. But
But
it's within the struggles you find strength, and it's within the struggles your union is built. It should build you. And
Okay.
you know it's worth it because the Lord has taken us out of that and put us here. And you should know what your growth and your journey is and your success is within marriage. It doesn't matter what people want to look on and say, as long as you know that you're going according to the will of the Lord and you're working with what the Lord give you to make it better.
Okay.
You know?
So Sister Lee just ministered. The Lord, to God be glory. Anyway, guys, it was fabulous. The discussion. I'm happy that everybody who
Yeah.
came. We really appreciate the support. Um, we're on our way to increasing our subscription, and yeah, Abby says she preach, man. Um,
Be advised.
um, yeah.
Oh
So
God.
we're on our way to increasing our subscription, and we want to partner with you so you guys help us to get there. But most importantly, the way to do that is for you to help and share the videos with other persons, especially if you know somebody go through a little time. You can share some of the videos that we have, which I know is helping persons because we have heard the comments physically. A lot of you not commented in the on the videos, but that's all right. At least you're watching.
It's not all right for
No, well, it's
me.
not really all right still, because we need the feedback. But we want to say thanks, big thanks to everybody who came on. Miss some of the persons who
Yeah.
normally come on, but we want to say thanks to everybody who came on, and the best is yet to come. So until next live, until next upload, we're saying God bless, and we see you on the other side. Blessings.